Just it's these dumb, deep references.
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna make a game like that, you gotta come with some deep cuts. Alright, let's see if we're live yet. Deep cuts. Alright, we're live on YouTube.
Yep, I just heard us pop up live there.
We're live on Twitch. Let's see if auto hosting will put this show on my channel too. It should. No, not yet. Did I set that up right?
I don't know.
Let's look. This new Twitch interface is a little weird.
I should start streaming my shenanigans on Deus Ex.
It's built into the Xbox One. Hey, Dimebag.
What was the other thing? Oh, bad Tina, you're going out. Get her.
Let's see if that makes a difference. Just started playing Persona 2. Why didn't you like it, Boston? I have a hard time getting into the older Persona games. Anything earlier than 3. They seem a little long in the tooth for me. It seemed really good, but I spent a couple hours with it and it didn't really click. Maybe someday. Alright, that auto hosting doesn't seem to be working, but that's okay, whatever. Alright, let's retweet there. Not that. What the hell? There we go. Okay, I got my what you've been playing. I feel like I need to take a caffeine pill or something before this. Went to a baby shower yesterday, and unlike the other baby shower we had, there were games.
Oh no, diaper game?
Baby shower games are
The worst.
Fairly sure they were designed by Satan himself.
Yeah.
The problem is, like, half the time they're really gross too. Like, so we're having our child in like 3 weeks. So I know what's gonna happen. I know there's you don't have to tell me I'm gonna have to change some diapers. That's sort of part of this deal. One of the games was they were passing around diapers, and they said you have to smell them and identify. So one of the problems was nobody was really. Hey there, Coach Jamal and David G. Cunning. Nobody was really explaining what the games were before they started. And there were about 50 people in one house. So it was chaos. And about half of them were kids, which is fun. I mean, kids are great. I'm having one. But one of them, the only part I could hear was, we're going to pass around diapers, and you need to identify what they smell like. And I'm just like, what? And they come around, and I open it up, and it's just chocolate. And I'm
Everyone's chocolate?
Well, they're all like melted candy bars. And I'm like, okay, you could have explained that, because I'm holding this diaper open, and it's just a mess on the inside with pure brown. And I'm like, did they just give me like a shitty diaper? Like, are we just passing around shitty diapers?
God, dude, someone at one of these parties, someone at least has to fucking bend a loaf in one. Just
shut this place down. That'd be great. Maybe the next one. So I'm like, all right, this is pretty dumb.
I ever had a baby shower. Oh yeah,
You're just messing it up.
At least has to fucking go out and grab a big dog turd or something. It's a well-formed biscuit.
Yeah. So like, that one is fine. they had us put blown up balloons underneath our shirts, and then without using our hands, we had to like wiggle it out of our shirt. Not doing that.
Why?
Go to hell.
Why would you want? Whose idea was that?
Someone on my wife's side of the family. One of them was so there were like these two cups on the floor, and this one woman was holding a box full of ping pong balls, and I'm like, okay, are we just gonna throw them in there?
Oh, what are the strippers coming out?
Yeah, I'm like, are we just playing beer pong? Like, two of the people here can't drink.
Who hired Winona Ryder to come?
Right. Hello. So it was my wife and another pregnant lady there. It was like a joint baby shower. And the woman running this game prefaced with this with how is it going to the bathroom when you're pregnant? And both my wife and the other lady are like, maybe not comfortable talking about that in front of like 50 people. And she's like, is it rough? And both of my wife and the other lady's like, yes. Obviously everyone knows this. And she's like, is it hard to get to the bathroom when you're waddling? Neither my wife or the other lady are waddling. And they're like, yeah, sure. And she's like, okay, you need to, starting with the pregnant lady, there are two teams. You need to take a ping pong ball, put it between your knees, and then drop it into this cup. And it's like, you cannot ask two ladies that are 8.5 months pregnant to do this. They should be sitting down and not doing anything.
Yes.
So, there were like 3 other games, but the one I tweeted about last night, if anybody caught this, they had 5 people line up, and they were all seated. They were all seated in a line. And they said, all right, the husband and wife for these 2 groups, and then another person, you need to sit in folding chairs across from these other people. And I was like, okay, what are we doing? And they're like, oh, don't worry, you'll be blindfolded. And I was like, yeah, okay. I really need to know what we're doing now? And they're like, no, just sit down. I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Not comfortable at all with this. So I'm sitting across from this guy that my wife said it pretty well. Looks like a cross between Willie Nelson and a trucker. He's wearing a brand new Journey 2016 tour t-shirt. And his mustache is big. And I'm like, okay. So I'm going to be sitting across, and they're like, scoot up so you're touching knee to knee. I'm like, okay. This is... now I almost don't want to know what we're doing. So they put the blindfolds on us, and then they put something in my hand, and I don't know what it is, but it's cold. And they say, someone whispers in my ear, do you have a spoon? And I was like, no. Wait, what are we doing? And they're like, don't worry about it. I was like, okay. So they gave me a spoon, and they say...
How did you not say, there is no spoon?
Well, I was freaked out this was going to be some horrible, like, deviant sex act in front of all these children. So, they hand me a spoon, and they say, all right, now that everyone's blindfolded, you need to take the applesauce we've given you, stick the spoon in it, and feed it to the other person.
What? No.
And immediately, like, 4 of us out of these 10 people are like, no. And they're like, no, it'll be fun. I'm like, no. So, next thing I know, I have this dude shoving strawberry applesauce all up in my mustache. And we get, like, 2 spoonfuls in each other's mouth, and I'm like, okay, we're done. And they're like, did you finish all of it? And I was like, no. Like, it's a cup of applesauce. Like, I'm not gonna... And they're like, you have to keep going until you finish. And I was like, no. Nope, we're done. Pulling this off. We're good. We're done. You guys are monsters.
That just sounds like, horrendous.
First off, why? Second off, leave the pregnant ladies alone. Let them sit. and leave them alone. We'll open some presents. We'll talk to a bunch of people. That's all you need. I really don't need to be playing games. And then at the end, they gave us, they said, oh, well, we didn't have enough time to do the last game, but here are the baby bibs we would have used. And someone was like, what were you going to do with that? And they're like, oh, we were going to wet them and do a wet diaper relay. And everyone's like, guys, you gotta, you can't, you gotta lock that down. Get off of Pinterest. Just don't. Don't do any of that.
I don't understand the allure to any of this.
Well, that's why during our other baby shower, so this one was like a whole bunch of relatives from my wife's side, and the other one that we had was a very, very small one that was just for like our friends, and like my parents came in from out of town, and it was a bunch of Meg's work friends. We very, very, very sternly said, you cannot do games. If you do any games, we're not showing up. Like, that at all. And that was great because we got to hang out for a couple of hours and talk with our friends and open a bunch of presents, and everybody was happy. Eat some food. It was all good. David G. Cunning in chat says, I'm so glad I've never been to that kind of baby shower. Yeah, man. I had only heard that baby showers could be like that. I mean, for all, by all means, have kids, just maybe don't have a baby shower. It's been really great. So probably the best thing about all this baby shower stuff is having an Amazon baby registry, because what's really great is you send that out to everybody and it just ships to your house. So like every couple of days I was getting a giant package on our doorstep, and it's like, hey, here's a baby cage. All right. Oh, now we got a bath. All right, cool. That was way better. I would wholeheartedly vote for that.
That definitely sounds way better.
Mm-hmm. It was my personal nightmare. Going to a party. Number one, going to a party. Number two, hanging out with 50 people I don't know. And number three, playing some horrible torture games where I had to feed applesauce to a trucker while blindfolded.
Well, honestly, you couldn't make that up.
That's why I told my wife, I was like, you can't lie about that. Thankfully, if we have another kid, we won't have to do this again.
Oh man, I gotta get this little itchy.
It's the itchy season.
It is the itchy season. Man, I gotta slim down my deck a little bit. I got a bunch of bad cards.
Let me check my email here real quick, and then I'll be ready to start. Coach Schmall, and this was sober? Yeah. Thankfully they didn't have any alcohol there. It was funny because there was punch, and someone made the joke. They're like, maybe someone's gonna spike the punch. And it's like, yeah, two of the people here can't drink, medically. So maybe don't do that, and maybe don't joke about that. Because so far, my baby is healthy, and I don't want anyone to mess that up.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So my wife's like, yeah, maybe I'm not gonna even try the punch. Big doofuses.
Wow, I really can't put this game down. Alright, I'll stop.
Okay, let me plug in my phone and I'll be ready. I sort of want to bang this out because I'm super pooped.
Yeah, I had two after bid watching Cage.
Oh, yeah? I haven't started that yet. I've been
He's
watching
really
the
good.
Ryder Cup. You been watching any of that?
No, I hear it's been great though.
It's been really good. uh, when I turned it off, probably about 2 hours ago, U.S. was up 9.5 to 6.5. So, past the halfway mark. It'd be nice if we could win this year. Or this time.
I remember we did that on one of the golf trips we went to. We had like a little Ryder Cup going between all the guys, and I really don't even remember the rules.
Well, it's hard because, like, it makes sense when it's the doubles. It's just one person against the other. Like, that makes sense. But when it's the, like, two Americans are golfing and there's two Europeans, but they're competing against each other, but they're kind of competing against teams, I can't
Yeah.
keep track of that.
Yeah, Luke Cage is really, really good.
I gotta catch up on a lot of Marvel series, and from what I'm hearing about Luke Cage, I'll just start there. I'll watch Jessica Jones next. Binge Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at some point.
Oh man, that's some heavy lifting. Have
Yeah.
you watched any of it?
No, but I saw... What finally sold me on it was I saw a gif of whatever the hell his name is turning into Ghost Rider, and I was like,
Oh, dude.
good God, is that what this... that's where their show has come? Oh my God.
Y-
I start watching
Oh,
that.
it's such a good version of Ghost Rider too.
Yeah.
Like it is. There's that one shot of him like closing that hood down. It's just like I don't know how they did that. It's just so perfect.
Well, what I liked about that transformation is it looked painful and it looked horrifying all the way through, and the Ghost Rider that's like once he's done looks scary. Like,
Yeah.
that's a scary Ghost Rider, and that's kind of what I want.
Yeah, he is. He's a good character too. Like I was kind of worried about the not using Johnny Blaze as Ghost Rider, but using an alternate version of him. It was really good.
Yeah.
And the
Somebody else
setup
wrote
for him, like they didn't mess around. Like they got right into showing him in that first episode of season 4, I think it is.
I mean, I don't. I think if you learned anything, I think if anybody has learned anything from Gotham, you got to get to the point sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you can't drag it out for too long.
No, and the amazing thing was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the sheer amount of characters that filter through that show.
Oh, really?
It's amazing. Like I really think they just what the fuck was his name? It was something Freedom, like a very, very old, like as old as Captain America's character.
Oh, wow.
The whatchamacallit, but they kind of changed his origin a little bit. But it is. I was like, that dude? Like, holy crap!
Right, like this, like not D tier, but like this super deep cut superhero.
Yeah, and even the stuff they did, like through it. Like I know people were complaining they drug out a few of the characters a little too long, but I don't know. I wish Agent Carter got one more season just to tie a bow on it and move on.
I'm sort of surprised they canceled that when they did. It seemed like it was finally getting groundswell.
It's not that the show was good. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think it was ever really bad. I think they shortchanged in season 2 by not going full on Madam Mask, but it was pretty close. It was close we're going to see to that character. But no, Jessica Jones was really fucking good.
I'm excited to watch that.
And the second,
I like Kristen Ritter.
The second season of Daredevil was outstanding.
There's another one I haven't watched.
Did you watch the first season at all?
No.
Oh, dude, Vincent D'Onofrio. Vincent fucking D'Onofrio.
I mean, he's a perfect Kingpin.
I've
I've seen shots, and I was like, hey, that's Kingpin.
Like it's not even. It's just this. His portrayal of it was just amazing because there was he was always most of the 90% of the time it was just very calm, but you could see madness and rage just boiling just under the surface under every word he said.
Man. No, the thing my wife and I had just binged on was a Netflix show, Longmire.
I haven't got to that one yet. I heard that one's really good.
It's actually pretty good. It took me a little bit of time to get pulled into it, but I like the main character a lot. He's like this likable but gruff, like Western. He's a sheriff, but he's kind of still a cowboy.
I'm really looking forward to getting into. I haven't started Stranger Things yet. I'm kind of waiting for the winter.
So my wife and I were gonna watch that, and then I heard it's kind of a little bit of a horror show, which I'm fine with, but she won't be able to handle. So I might just poop sock that soon.
But the show that really surprised me, and I always thought just from what I saw in commercials and whatnot, I thought it was interesting, was Penny Dreadful.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about that.
Oh my god, this show is awesome.
Really?
It's way better than I ever thought it was going to be. It's almost like a Van Helsing-esque mashup of monsters.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, come on, what's his name's in it? Timothy Dalton. Timothy Dalton is amazing in everything he's in.
Oh, man.
What that was, I started watching that one. After listening to a few of the interviews of the guys that produced Narcos, I really want to watch that one.
I keep hearing good things about that, but just the premise doesn't interest me at all.
Well, it's just the fact that it's a true story.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
Yeah.
God, man, there's another thing I was watching recently too that was really good. I can't remember.
Netflix is kind of killing it with a lot of their shows lately, which is great.
It's like so I'm sitting there going through Luke Cage, and like, in all honesty, I didn't know Luke Cage's origin story, so whatever they did, sure, that makes sense.
Well, I read an article the other day that it seems like he kind of didn't have one for like 30 years.
Yeah, but no, and I'm sitting there, it's like how is this so good?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I mean, how did they find a human that looks like Luke fucking Cage?
Like, exactly like him. And it's not even like what happened to, Nick Fury in the comics, where it's like, yeah, we redrew him as another dude, and he looks a lot like Samuel L. Jackson. It's kind of the other way around, where it's like...
Yeah, it was like a happy accident from the
like,
Ultimates.
We've had this character since the 70s, and here's one human being who... It's like finding the other singer for AC/DC. Here's the other human that sounds exactly like him.
It's like the replacement lead singer to Journey. Like,
yeah, that's...
I'm a shocking.
You know what? That's what I actually wanted to look up. So Queen is still touring.
What?
And I forget who their new lead singer is. Adam Lambert. That's correct. They are now Queen plus Adam Lambert.
Man.
On the Queen... So on the Queen website, when you click on the band, it doesn't have Adam Lambert there. Just Freddie Mercury, Brian May, Roger Taylor, and John Deacon. Great. Oh, God. I'm sorry, there's a Queen podcast. One episode from... Oh, no, okay. An episode from August 20th, 2015. Man. Okay, I can't click on that because I will want to buy that, and I don't have money.
Oh, man. And I forgot how crazy this is.
Yeah.
I don't know how... I can't believe some of the stuff I forgot happened in that story.
Jeez.
Oh, God. Oh, man, what else did I watch? Yeah. Picked up the... whatchamacallit, the Warcraft movie. It isn't bad.
I heard it was fine.
Like it... Same thing with I don't care what anyone says. I really enjoyed Ghostbusters.
I still haven't seen it yet, but
really,
it seems like a good movie.
I really enjoy. Cause I bought the extended edition just because it was up earlier free. I already have it pre-ordered, but I cannot find anything wrong with that movie.
Yeah.
Like, come on, I've sat through movies I should have walked out.
Right.
And some people I know like walked out of that movie. I'm just like, why? They didn't do anything bad.
The only movie I've ever walked out of was Magnolia, and like, I couldn't see walking out of. Like, how long is Ghostbusters? Like 90 minutes. I walked out of Magnolia after the 2-hour mark. I gave it 2 hours, and it wasn't even done yet.
Oh, Casca's never going to be normal.
Probably not.
And if she does, because they do a lot of foreshadowing in that story, is when the Skull Knight tells him, you know, be careful what you want, because her wish might not be the same as yours.
Oh, nice.
So that just sets him up for, yeah, shit ain't gonna work. Kind of like every time Casca's around water, Guts almost drowns. Trying to save her. God, I love that. It's so good. And oh man, I cannot wait to see the second season of what they're doing for the anime.
Oh yeah.
Because that's where that book becomes, or that storyline becomes unhinged madness.
I hope, like the original, they just stick with it. Don't change anything.
I don't see them. After doing what they did with the Holy See arc, like, yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way they're deviating from anything just by that particular storyline they did.
That's good.
Because it's on the nose.
Nice.
Oh, man. When does that game comes out in October, doesn't it? Or is it November?
No, I think it comes out March here.
Oh, it got moved back?
Yeah, because I think it comes out in Japan in October, and it comes out here February 21st. So that's not too bad. There's plenty of stuff between now and then. So, all right, you ready to start this thing? Hi, Tibble. Yeah.
What? What do you want?
You were the one that got in here and got yourself stuck. I'm not opening that door until we're done.
What?
All right, good night. I like how he's just looking at you, like you know what he wants you to do.
Oh, come on.
Get your one cuddle in, dude. You big baby.
I know.
No, more cuddles. Yeah, that's good too. Yeah, rough up that chin. Good night.
There. Stay. Nope.
I need to lick.
What are you doing? Make a decision.
I don't want to get bed sores.
Up or down? Up or down? Up or down? Up or down?
Bye, buddy.
Hey, no dicks.
It's like a Roman bathhouse in here.
So, I tried to watch Hail Caesar last night, and I was kind of drifting in and out, and it felt like every time I woke up, it was just Josh Brolin in Confession the whole time. It's been 12 hours since my last confession. Wake up, it's been 27 hours since my last confession. It's been 23 hours since my last... What is happening?
What movie is this? Alright. You ready?
Yes.
Question? Barracuda? Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me, as always, my faithful companion, Mr. Knobs. Appearing this week as a robot. Let's just get into it. Knobs, what have you been playing?
Hey, well, I missed Monday Night Game Night because I had to watch the debate. I had to watch a train wreck. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it only happens once every 4 years, so it's like the Olympics.
Yeah, so I had to see that. But let's start with the mobile games and whatnot I've been playing. Nonstop Night finally hit level 267, so I got my mammoth chest coming at me now.
Ooh.
Some cool weapons, and every upgrade, every time they update that game, they just make it better. It's
if they update it and you're like, look at all this new, look at all this stuff they fixed. Incredible.
Like, yeah, well, I mean, it just makes everything more user friendly.
Yeah.
And I guess they have another game like Battle Royale or something.
Oh, huh.
That I'm curious to check out because I really enjoyed this game. Didn't play any of the other shenanigans I did, but they finally updated the icon for that Nova game that I bought, and it totally looks like Star Trek now.
Great.
So
just seal the deal.
Yeah, I should just uninstall it because I don't care.
Yeah, free up that space.
Not at all. I've played a metric F ton of Stickman Golf over the last week. Inconceivable Land in multiplayer might be the worst. I mean...
So what are the details about Inconceivable Land?
Well, like, everything is an open drop.
Okay.
And there are lasers moving around. It's not even as rough as the zero gravity, where everything just hits in a beeline.
Right.
But yeah, like... Scott and the first one is just two little platforms. You get onto it, and we scored 2s and 3s on it. Scott and I were playing it, and then then it becomes my turn, and then all of a sudden, see he threw up an 89 on a hole. I was like, "Ooh, I might have this in the bag, no problem."
Let's do this.
So then I get a 15, a 16, a 20, and then I threw up a 95.
Oh God.
And then it just snowballed 60, 70. I think by the time it was said and done, I think I lost by 100 strokes.
Oh, God. It just, you got the yips real bad, and it was just down from there.
I just couldn't, my brain wasn't, I don't know if I was rushing, my brain just wasn't working.
Yeah.
When I was playing that, and it just, it literally just ate me alive. But yeah, I think I apologize to Death 2K. He sent me an invite for a map that was unavailable for me, which I don't understand what map that could possibly be.
That's weird.
But I think we got started in the game anyway. Well, I don't need cards. I just want to see what this final score was because. Alrighty, Chuck Spirit is a lot of fun. Oh, maybe not that bad. I lost 210. To 139.
Jeez.
And it's a 9-hole course.
Super Stickman Golf, everyone.
Oh, man. And Scott and I were sending messages back and forth and texting and stuff, and he was getting a little frustrated with the game. I was like, look, the bad holes is what makes this game good.
Yeah.
Because it's the things that you should be able to do, but you just mess up.
Yeah.
And then trying to make that impossible shot all the time. Instead of playing it safe and just taking your par, you have to go for it.
You got to get the perfect.
You do. You got to get the 1s and 0s up there. Yeah, so I think I got 3 games going on right now. Tom Gamer needs to stop dragging his feet and taking 3 days in between plays. So
cough, cough, cough.
I did it. So and then I started stumbling across other games. I downloaded Pocket Morties. It's Rick and Morty RPG Pokemon game
Oh yeah,
where you're collecting Morties.
yeah, that came out a little bit ago, and everyone seems to really like it.
Yeah, I played the first thing and then I realized what it was. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going back.
I can't do this again, guys. Please no.
I can't. I can't do this. I can't. I just can't. I can't get absorbed in this. But the mobile game that has been stealing my heart is Animation Throwdown, and that is a Fox Adult Swim / product that has Futurama, American Dad, King of the Hill,
Bob's
Family
Burgers.
Guy, and Bob's Burgers
It's crazy.
is a card battler game that I am loving. And I'm usually not a big fan of card battler games. I started a guild. Come on, guys. Send me a PM on Twitter or something, and I'll send you an invite to be in the guild, because this game is legitimately a ton of fun.
Yeah,
Like-
so before we started recording the show, it was basically 10 to 15 minutes of Knobs just showing me cool cards and being excited and showing me all the cool stuff that he was doing.
It's a dumb card battler. Like,
Yep.
and that's a game that is not something that's for me. I guess it depends on the context of the cards they are themselves.
Right. That's why that WWE card fighting game was so popular. It's because it was just a card battling game, but it had like every wrestler that had ever wrestled.
Right. And the thing with this game is, like, it's much deeper than a surface level. Like, your cards aren't exactly 100% static. Like, you have a lot of enhancing cards, and then you can blend enhanced cards with other ones that just.
So it's got a little bit of gotcha stuff in there.
It's got a ton of gotcha stuff in it.
Yeah.
It got me, like, as today's the first day I was playing it while I was watching the Browns game, and I'm sitting there watching. It's like, all right, let's see what this is. And I was playing with it. I was like, oh, this is pretty snappy. This is quick. All right. I see what's going on here. Oh, I can level these cards up with giggity cells. Like, okay. So
all I hear is just the fishing line clicking in.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh wait, there's Teddy dressed up as a tiger?
Oh, what, the food truck? I can put Gene in the food truck? Oh my gosh. Oh, this is... But yeah, Linda and her little rocking outfit, like, it's...
We got him, boys.
It is, like, it already hit me for $10 today.
I don't
It
think
absolutely
that's bad.
Well, I don't, but the problem is how many times is it going to hit me?
How many
for
$10?
Well, because, I mean, the pack was, like, you get Bad Tina, which is her in this horrendous makeup when she thinks she's looking great.
Yeah.
And she's a badass card, too. Like, it is a good card. But it came with, like, 75 giggity cells that you use to upgrade your cards and 800 gems, so I could buy another card pack on top of that, like an epic card. So, yeah, it all, like, I was like, okay, that seems, I guess, reasonable at this point.
Seems like there's enough value there to
Like,
make
if
it
it
worth
was just $10 for a single card, I'd have been like, nah, this is dumb.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's there with all this extra stuff, I'm like, okay, but I can buy these card packs and I get like 3 or 4 more good cards and yada yada yada, and
Yeah.
it's a blast. It has made me laugh out loud more than a few times.
That's awesome.
Just by the pictures on the cards. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And the caption these guys throw out they're just great. They're great one-liners from the show, and everything is done well in character too. I really enjoy it. I want everyone to play this game.
Yeah, I just downloaded it before the show,
Animation.
so.
It is a great card battler.
Yeah.
And then, lastly this week, I have continued my trek into Deus Ex Mankind Divided. So, I had stopped, like, I had some things going on. I hadn't really a chance much to play it, and then I hopped back in. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm still in martial law at this point." I'm like, come on.
Here we go.
And I was like, "What plot point am I heading towards now?" Okay, I gotta fly to Devola or whatever it is. Okay, all right, sir. So then again, martial law to me means just martial slaughter.
Right.
So I am just capping cops left and right because I'm done. I don't want to sneak around anymore. I don't care.
Yeah, I have enough firepower. Get out of my way.
I want to get through this. And I sure thought I had enough ammunition to plow my way through, but I really didn't.
It's a problem with martial law, man.
Oh my gosh. So I am scavenging every bullet and taking my time. Like, I know it's going to be 3 shots to score a kill, 3 headshots to score a kill on anyone that's got a helmet.
Yeah.
Because it's 2 to pop it off and 1 to put them down.
Yeah. That famous rap song.
Oh, man. Oh, speaking of rap, Method Man has a cameo in Luke Cage.
That's
and
great.
It is awesome.
That's real good.
Because he's Method Man as Method Man.
That's even better.
He just hops into a robbery and goes over and they're like, the robbers notice it's Method Man sitting there. Oh man, takes his mask off. It's you. I was like, he's like, you serious? You're doing this right now? And then Luke Cage comes in and then he's texting somebody and he looks, hey, what's what PCO was my jam back in the day? He's like, yeah, you, you, man. And then they exchange hoodies. It was an awesome scene.
Amazing.
All right, sorry. But yeah, so apparently at this plot point, like you have, you're over at this, I don't know, this grand hotel banquet thing, and it's telling you, okay, don't get noticed while you're in the middle of a party, and take out all the guards.
Okay, those seem at odds, but sure.
Like, at what point in this gameplay that you have witnessed me playing that I'm going to be sneaky assassin?
Did I just put in Hitman? What's happening?
So they're like, okay, find the guard with the key card. So then I start cornering these guys off, taking them to the bathrooms, and just stabby.
Being
get them
the
out.
Batman?
Yeah, being the Batman. And then I get to the guys in the middle, I'm like, screw this, I'm just going to explore some vents. So then I'm exploring some vents and stuff, and then I get through this one vent with these broken slats, and I look, I was like, there's the key card right on the desk. So just zoink, grab it, and then I go through the door, and he's like, did you guys take care of all those guards? No. And then the alarm goes off, and then I got all the guards coming at me. I'm like, oh, what was the point of me getting the key card if I'm just going to set off an alarm?
Why Deus Ex? Why?
So it gets to that point, now I'm fighting the big bad guy with the three eye thing and the big clawy, like, arm dude. And then I paused it, saved it, and I watched the Browns game.
You got your priorities, man.
I don't want... I was like, you know what? I don't feel like stressing myself out because I'm going to be really stressed in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Watching my alleged favorite team play. Oh, but that game still plays real tight. It's still good.
Yeah.
It's still really good. Just wish it wasn't so sneaky all the time.
Yeah, I wish it seems like it would, for you, would be better if it was a little more balanced. Like you had some shooting areas, or you had a shooting mission, and then the next one was more sneaky and kind of maybe a little more back and forth.
No, if I just had to traverse this areas and not have to take anybody out.
Oh, sure.
Would be fine if I had to figure out a path to get around them.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
Almost like playing Metal Gear Solid, where it's just like, you just got to get through here. I don't care how you do it.
Yeah, it just seems like it forces me and it nerfs you at certain points.
Yeah. To
where you are not going to be as effective. Maybe because my upgrade tree is wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I may have gone a little too heavy on the hacking side.
Right.
Figuring because I want to read everyone's emails. Yeah. But yeah, it's good. Hopefully, I'm gonna be able to get through this thing this week, so I can hopefully get another another game under my belt.
Hiccups sneak up on you.
It did. That came out of nowhere. Sniper.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all I had this week.
We had our very first Destiny Tuesday game night. Not a lot of people showed up. Not a lot of people were on. Great things, small beginnings, etc., etc. My good friend UCA Mac and I went and played a couple of matches, PvP, grouped up and just played against some randos, and that was a good time, as it is always. So every Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, and this is on PS4, if you're on PS4, join the E1M1 Network community. I know PS4 communities are really not very popular anymore. They kind of faded fast. But I've been creating a calendar. So one of the new things they added in the PS4's firmware is you can create an event, and you can send that to the to a community, and then people can join that event, and it'll alert you inside of your PS4, and it'll say like, hey, in an hour you have an event coming up. If you want to, you can automatically join the event. It'll fire up Destiny. It can even turn on your PS4, fire up Destiny, and join a match.
What?
It's kind of crazy.
It's crazy.
So like, if you're not a member of, it's called E1M1 Network, join that. Every week I'll be putting the event in there, and let's just, at the very least, if there's just a couple of us and we start, running into Crucible and just hitting up some randos, then even better. But I'm hoping to get Tuesday game night kind of as popular as Monday game night, and we'll get some Destiny stuff done. But other than that, on Destiny, it's the return of Trials of Osiris. The weekly weekend 3v3 super hardcore PvP matches. I've never done them before, so I got a group together this week of Yusei Mac and then his friend Wolf King, and we went in for some matches, and I think what we didn't realize. So it is definitely light advantages are enabled, like Iron Banner. So if someone's coming in, we were all kind of 350, 360. The light level cap for right now is about 385. There were some people in the high 370s, low 380s, and we got steamrolled in those matches. We won a couple, but a lot of it was kind of feeling out the other team, and a lot of people were running with shotguns. It was a really good time, and we didn't win very much. So,
can there be one game without shotguns? Just one!
Shotguns for a while for Destiny in Year 2 were fine. They were okay, and you could kind of counteract them with a lot of stuff. When Rise of Iron came out, sniper rifles got hit and got nerfed pretty hard. So now everyone is just rolling with a shotgun.
Oh my god, it's just like Gears.
It's okay though, because they also buffed sidearms, which are, so if sniper rifles are from really far away and shotguns are really close, sidearms fill that middle ground. Like it's kind of hand cannon territory where you can get somebody from a range that's way farther away than a shotgun can get you. So there are you can kind of counteract that, but when you're faced, in normal Crucible it's fine, but Trials of Osiris went away for about a month as they were preparing for Rise of Iron. Those people were pumped about Trials coming back, and we were just lambs to the slaughter, honestly. Which is fine. I mean, we're not super PvP people, so we had a lot of fun anyway, but we helped some people. So basically when you go play Trials of Osiris, you get a card, and you either get your card is complete when you either get 9 wins or 3 losses. And if you get 9 wins without any losses, another planet opens up and you can go get some really good gear. So we were helping a lot of people get to 9 wins. But it was fun. We had a great time, and it sounds like tonight we're going to get that same group together and try and run it more frequently, because it comes back every weekend. So even if you don't play it every weekend, you can have a lot of fun and hopefully get some pretty okay gear. I got a whole new armor set that makes me look like the Egyptian god Osiris, which is pretty cool.
No kidding.
Yeah, it has the big like dog ears on the helmet and everything. It's pretty cool.
Oh wait, Osiris was the jackal, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
dog, jackal. Jackal.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I don't know what a jackal is, dude.
come on.
I live in a
Yeah,
desert.
you do.
We have coyotes. The only other thing I forgot to mention last week about Destiny is the new PvP mode. So there are private matches. I think everyone knows how those work. The only other one that I actually enjoy a lot it's called Supremacy. If anybody has played Call of Duty, it sounds like in the last 5 years, it's kill confirmed. They just kind of brought that into Destiny. So it's basically when you kill someone, they drop a crest. You don't get points for killing people. You only get points for picking up crests. But you can also deny crests from the enemy by picking up your own teams. And that's first to 50 wins. It's really good because it fundamentally changes how that game is played and what sort of supers you want to run with and what sort of weapon loadouts you want to run with. I am having a lot of fun with it. And it's kind of nice that they're continually adding a little bit here and there to PvP. Destiny has a lot of problems right now, and a lot of bugs that Bungie is investigating. And they put out a hotfix this week that helps with some of them, but it needs a little bit of TLC at the moment. So, and I haven't run the new raid yet. I'm almost geared up. I'm light level 363. I want to get to 365. So another couple hours I should be ready. So fingers crossed. Next game I'm playing, a new event in Marvel Avengers Academy, Halloween event.
Who is it? Ghost Rider?
That's the first premium one. Yep. Ghost Rider, and the free one is Misty Knight. I don't know who that is. And who's the bad guy? Let me fire it up here. It seems okay so far. It seems pretty similar to the last one, for better or for worse. Blade is also on the loading screen. A bunch of Halloween costumes are there for a bunch of characters. Was it Mephisto is the bad guy?
Oh, Mephisto, that's a good one.
Along with Dracula and Satania? I don't know what her name is. Satan something? Satana? I don't know. This is like
Satana, that's a DC character.
Yeah, it's some lady Satan basically. And then I don't know who the other guy is here that's trapped. He has looks like Colonel Sanders, but I don't know who that is. So
it might be Colonel Sanders. How great would that be?
Oh, that'd be really good. So it seems sort of fun so far. I'm kind of curious to see what a lot of the Halloween costumes are. The first one that's in the game is Loki dressing up as really old school Thor, like 70s Thor, and that he has the helmet and everything. That could be really funny. But other than that, it's still Avengers Academy. Continuing to play Paint It Back. I almost said it wrong again for 2 weeks in a row. I'm wrapping up the one of the last. So basically, it has different rooms. The whole conceit in the game is somebody came in and stole all the paintings in this museum, and you have to paint them back. Heyo. Thank you, Cleveland.
I'll be here all week. Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Yeah. So you're basically clearing out wings of this museum, and they just patched in a 2016 election one. So you're going through and cross painting all of a bunch of famous politicians. The other one that I unlocked was a mystery one, where basically you go in and you say, I want an easy puzzle or a hard puzzle, and you don't know what it is as you're painting it, or sort of before you go in, and you get medals based on how fast you did it, whether or not you messed up, stuff like that. So I was almost hoping I was going to be free of this game once I painted everything, and now I'm not. There's just more. So
there's always more.
Yeah, and that's kind of good because I it's a free game and you get like half of it for free, and I think to buy it, it's $4 and it takes out the ads and gives you the second half of the game. And I've been playing it every night as I've been going to bed for a month now, over a month. So, I mean, for $4, that's pretty good. NYC Badger in chat says, "Oh man, I played the Zelda-themed Picross when it was an iOS freebie from that Mii game. Turns out I love Picross." Yeah, I gotta get back to that one. I still have a DS Picross game that I bought on the original DS, even before the DSi came out. So, the newest Picross game on 3DS is a 3D one that has 2 colors. So I think that's a little more advanced than I'm at right now. Not only the 3D, but combining 2 colors sounds like it might melt my brain a little bit. So maybe that'll be my 400 level course when I'm still in the hundreds, still in the undergrad. But last but maybe kind of least, I don't know. I've been playing more Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Okay.
What a weird game, man.
I kind of felt the same way.
From moment to moment, I can't figure out whether or not I love this game or whether or not I really hate this game. So far, it's kind of in the middle. They introduced one thing that I really liked, and it's sort of saving me from quitting this game. Because I'm kind of at the point. Before I got to this point, I was really at the point where I was just not going to spend any more time with it. One of the biggest problems I have in this game is there are way too many people talking to you while you're in a mission or you're doing a tutorial.
Yes.
And I can't focus on both.
Especially when it's timed and you've got to get from point A to point B and they're just yapping away.
Yeah, like the thing is I still don't have the controls down naturally. So I'm still trying to remember, okay, I'm coming up to this thing that I need to vault off of. All right, I need to hold L1. When I get up here, I'm going to grab a bar. I need to swing forward and then tap L1. And then when I jump down to the ground, I have to hold L2, and then I'll have a soft landing. And then I won't lose any of the whatever energy I'm building up.
The inertia?
Yeah, which also this game has way too many terms. Just call it like an energy bar. You don't need to call it inertia. I don't care.
It takes too much brain power to pronounce it while you're running.
Yeah.
Generating inertia.
So that stuff is kind of rough, but there have been a couple of missions. I met one of the NPCs, Plastic, and I did a couple of missions for her, and one of them was like crawling around inside this giant Tron-looking server room that had a bunch of lasers in it that I couldn't trip. That was actually a pretty cool puzzle. Number one, because I didn't have to fight anybody, which is still the worst part of Mirror's Edge. But also I kind of liked having a puzzle in a puzzle where you have to figure out how to get up this room and runner vision was off. But you also had to figure out how to do it without passing through any of this stuff. I thought that was really cool. The other thing that I liked that they just introduced was the idea of if you have inertia and you jump over something and you hit on PS4 it's square to attack somebody while you're in the air, you just knock them out and you keep running.
Yes.
So the tutorial for that was awesome because you knock down like 10 dudes. You're just hopping from one thing to another and just one-shotting them and moving. I kind of want that to happen all the time. I don't want to stop to fight anybody. Because beyond that first level dude that you fight, you can't combo anybody. And the majority of the people you have to fight, like those shock guys that are like shooting that thing, you have to hold L2 and like juke to the side. You punch them once and then they block. And it's like, well, this is not fun. Because I want to keep moving in Mirror's Edge. Because when you can get the great thing about Catalyst is the great thing about the first one. When you can keep moving, you can keep that combo and that chain going, and you're like jumping from one thing and you're wall running, so you grab a pipe and you swing around this edge, and then you're like, you get that clean soft landing and you slide out of it. Like, all of that still feels good when you're continuing to move. But there's that one plastic mission where they trap you in a room and you have to fight like 6 dudes and 3 of them are at a time, and I don't wanna. The same problem I has with the first one. I don't want to fight anybody.
Yeah, I just want to run around that world. That's it.
And the thing that's interesting is now, because it's a semi-open world game, you can kind of do that, and they could have deprioritized the fighting dudes part, because especially, there's a couple of scenes where you're running away from some sort of helicopter, and it's very much like GTA, where it's like, look, the Kruger force or whatever they are on your tail, and you need to get out of where they can see you, and then you need to get inside somewhere so the helicopter can't see you anymore and they lose you. In those sequences, you can just run past bad guys, and they'll shoot at you, but you're pretty fast. I want more of that. I want more of like the, let me just escape instead of having, and if I really get in trouble, then maybe I have to fight a dude or two, but I don't know. It's rough because that stuff really drags down the experience for me. But the rest of the game, like, the city still looks great. It still has that super clean look. You're in the Kruger, another future Google, basically. You're wandering around all their offices, and that stuff looks really great. The audio logs I've picked up so far have been pretty cool. It's just, the game is only highs and lows. Like, there's no real stuff where you're like, that's okay. That was fine. It's either a really great experience, or I'm just missing something and I'm falling to my death 5 times with a 15-second loading screen. And I don't know. I like it, but it hasn't 100% clicked with me yet, and that's kind of frustrating.
I like it, but
yeah, but it's tough because I wanted another Mass Effect or Mirror's Edge game. I didn't finish the first one because screw that sniper section. But taking the Mirror's Edge gameplay and putting that in a semi-open world, it's definitely not GTA. It's not huge or anything, and it's obviously only the rooftops. That sounded like a really good combo, but I don't know. The other thing too is I don't know if I'm missing something in the talent trees that Coaster Wall in chat says another future Google. How many are there? Well, it was the one in Mass Effect or Assassin's Creed, where you were working in future
Abstergo.
Yeah, future Abstergo.
Abstergo, and then there's Abraxas or whatever it is in Mass Effect, or not Mass Effect, Deus Ex. Why do we keep going Mass Effect?
I'm excited for Andromeda, I guess.
Yeah, there you go, Cerberus.
Yeah,
there's future Google.
I can't tell from the talent trees whether or not I'm missing something that will make everything, is there a power upgrade where my punches do more and I'm staggering enemies? Is there some movement thing that makes everything click better, like you can grip the wall and you get a little bit of a safety net there? That to me is kind of the downside of having that talent tree, is you don't have everything out of the gate. So I don't know if I'm, am I supposed to be able to do some of these delivery missions by not following runner vision, or am I just not fast enough yet because of, the game very much says, don't follow runner vision, it may not be the best path. Well, I don't have everything mapped out in the game yet, so am I supposed to find a shortcut over here, or am I supposed to be fast? I don't
are you supposed to instantly know this entire world and all the ins and outs?
Well, and that's why I'm really passing on doing a lot of these side missions right now, is I know they'll get me more experience, and I know they'll get me closer to getting more skill points, but I don't really...
I like need skill points to run.
Yeah, like, it's... So far, I'm just kind of sticking to the main missions. They're interesting enough. I really don't care about a lot of the characters. Plastic is the first character that I ran into that I kind of like. There's that Icarus guy who's, like, competing with you about who's the best runner. I super don't care. There's that... your runner boss, who I really don't remember from the first game.
I don't remember that dude at all.
Yeah, he's like, nice to see you, Faith. And I'm like, who are you? The only person I remember from that first game was that blonde runner lady.
Yeah.
And then, like, Faith's sister, who was a cop or whatever.
The blonde lady, she fell off a building, didn't she?
Was she the bad guy? You push her off a building?
I think she betrayed you.
Yeah.
At some
the storied lore of Mirror's Edge.
Story runs deep.
But, like, it's really weird starting Catalyst and Faith is getting out of prison. I don't remember that.
I think she got arrested at the end of the first game. That ended up being kind of the conclusion, if I remember right.
The cliffhanger-ish?
Sure.
Yeah. So
Faith in chains.
You were in prison for like 2 years. You get out and you owe money to someone I think named Devin or somebody.
Of course. It's as bad as Chet.
Yeah. Thanks, Chet.
Chet. You mow the lawn, Chet.
I think that it really needed, because at the beginning it's like, Faith is not breaking out of prison, is getting out of prison. She's getting released. It could have used a little bit more voiceover for, like, hey, here's what happened last time on Mirror's Edge, because I don't remember. Nice to see a fun spammer account in our chat. But... Mirror's Edge, the Max 1087 says, isn't Mirror's Edge 2 a prequel? Not from what I'm seeing. It seems like it's picking up from where the first one left off. If it is a prequel, then they needed to do a way better job of explaining that.
Yeah, I don't think that was prequel because she already has the tattoos.
Yeah. It deals the one thing I'm kind of interested in is it deals with... There's a couple of flashbacks that's dealing with her and her sister's parents, which seems pretty interesting, but I sort of have to play the rough parts. So, I don't know. I'm going to stick with it. At the very least, it seems like it's possible to just kind of knock out the main story without having to upgrade too much stuff. So I'm probably going to focus on that primarily. A lot of the side stuff doesn't seem that interesting. Nor does the community-generated stuff that pops up. I'm probably just going to turn that off. Because it basically looks like, hey, this random person with a mile-long gamertag made a race in the middle of the mission you're trying to do. It's like, I don't care. I'm probably not going to do that. I do like that there's leaderboards built into the game for some of the game's built-in races, but, not a lot of people played that on my friends list, based on the first one you have to do. So,
I think the only one that we had fun with in the first game was that first track.
Oh, when they had the the separate
Yes.
like time trial ones? Yeah. And it's a cool idea having the races and the time trials in the game while you're wandering around, but I would much rather go around and collect those like yellow globe orby things that are around and ripping those SD cards out of power panels, whatever they are. All this stuff has like...
That is a satisfying sound, that little...
Yeah. I also like how she looks at it like, ooh, oh, hello. Yeah, I'd rather collect stuff like in Crackdown. Give me orbs to collect in an open world, and you have me.
Yes, I will get every one of those things.
And I'm not gonna. NYC Badger says, speaking of games with sequel hype, what's going on with Beyond Good and Evil? Every 6 months, it seems like somebody puts a picture up on Twitter or Instagram, and they're like, hey, remember this? I guess we're still working on it. See you later.
Yeah, and then, that's all you get.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's probably never going to come out. But that's all the games I've been playing, so let's take a break.
Cool. I got pee.
That was longer than I thought.
Ugh.
It is some sort of Half-Life 3 status. To me, it seems more like Duke Nukem Forever, where it's this, like, it's not a secret that it's being worked on, but there's no real status. Or maybe like, what's that PS4 game that finally has a release date? The team that made Eco and Shadow of the Colossus is making it. No, not Last Remnant. That was that other game. Frog Fractions 2, yeah. Frog Fractions, to me, Frog Fractions is so crazy that I bet that developer is never... Last Guardian, thank you. I bet the developer is never going to work on Frog Fractions 2, just because it's a really great joke for a crazy game to come out and everyone's saying, hey, is this Frog Fractions 2? And the fact that someone made Frog Fractions is really great. Hey, Lucian DC, how you doing? Makers, yeah. Half-Life 3, I never got the sense Valve cares. Yeah, I sort of... I almost want Valve to come out and say, like, look, guys, we're not working on it. We're not working on Half-Life 3. We might do it someday, but really just don't hold your breath. So... Don't expect this story to wrap up anytime soon. Which is a shame. I like Half-Life a lot. Or hand it off to someone else. Hand it off to Raven. Raven will make a great Half-Life game. I mean, make that game before, half of the voice actors pass away or something. I was a bit surprised that Half-Life 3 was not tied to VR. Yeah... I don't know if, it seems like it's in Valve's best interest to continue with Dota. They put Dota in VR, and everyone went nuts for it. So that, I think, from a business sense, maybe is more profitable for them. Like TF was for hats or whatever it was. Yeah. I don't know. I'm surprised they didn't put TF2 in VR. Maybe that's too fast. I don't know. I'm sure it's something they've tried out, but... Yeah, to me it seems like... I know that there are still people online. I see it on GAF, I see it on Reddit every once in a while. People are eternally hopeful that Valve will make games again. And I almost don't think it's in their best interest to do so. I think when you look at how profitable Steam is and you look at how profitable Dota is, I don't see why they would, unless it's like a VR game, I don't see why they wouldn't do, why wouldn't they just buy a company like they did with whatever team it was that made Portal. Either buy a company like they did with Left 4 Dead and Dota. Why not buy an already talented team or an already talented company, put them on Steam, and have them make games and tie some VR thing into it. From a business standpoint, it seems like that's a better choice because you can keep your in-house developers focused on, the VR platform. You can keep them focused on running Dota, Dota worldwide and Dota international matches, and then you keep them focused on creating whatever they're doing for Steam. And why would you need to make games? Just buy another Turtle Rock and have them do what they're doing already. That seems like a better business plan than anything else.
Oh, you're talking about Half-Life 3?
Yeah, and just saying, like, why would Valve continue to make games when they can just buy talented studios for cheap and have them make games? And Valve can focus on Steam and Dota and VR, and they don't have to work. And the only thing I said was they should give Half-Life to Raven.
Yes.
Raven would make a great Half-Life 2 Episode 3. And then a Half-Life 3. Do I have show notes up? Yes.
I fucked up. It was still open.
What was? Oh. It's always on there for you.
No.
Done right, you get gold. GB Oracle Zelda games. Yeah, you know, one of my favorite examples of handing a very storied and valuable franchise off to someone else is the great work Capcom did on the Zelda games. You look at the 2 Game Boy Oracle Zelda games, you look at the Minish Cap on GBA, and they made at least 1 or 2 other really good Zelda games. And that wasn't even a Nintendo company. Nintendo just said, hey Capcom, you want to make a Game Boy Advance Zelda game? And they made some really good stuff.
Yeah.
You could even say Raven did that with Wolfenstein.
Oh man, did they take Wolfenstein and run with it?
Yeah. Raven is basically an id studio nowadays anyway. Yeah, Minish Cap was Capcom. If I remember correctly, let me look that up. Pokemon Go. Yep, that's another example. Do 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 da da boo do do do. Yeah, developed by Capcom. Yeah, Nintendo basically they got Keiji Inafune basically just helped Capcom. I'm sure from a distance saying, yes, that's Zelda, no, that's not Zelda. What else did they
Yeah, that's all they would have to do is just supervise it.
Yeah, basically. The Zelda Wiki has a Capcom page. Oracle of Seasons, A Link to the Past, and 4 Swords, and Minish Cap. 4 Swords was great too. So yeah, they made basically 3 really good. You also risk getting Metroid Other M. Yeah, I mean there's a downside for every plus there.
You know what? I heard that wasn't all that bad.
You heard wrong.
Don't yell at me.
I'm not yelling at you. It's just whoever told you that was wrong. That was one of Team Ninja's worst games. And it's a bad Zelda game. Or a bad Metroid game. It missed everything. It's like Guilty Gear Asuka. It looks a lot like the thing you loved, but it made the wrong choice at every fork in the road.
Yeah. Has it been 2 hours? Yes, it has.
The birth of a whale. I mean, if I spend $5 more, I'll get this other card pack.
Sweet, I got the Tatas.
The return of pin packs.
Alright, what should I do? What I really should do is Linda and Booze. Sweet, that's only 15 minutes to get that one done. I mean, come on. Alright, so I got the Mormaset pajamas. Like...
That's pretty good.
And the Venturian Man.
I'm going to start that as soon as we're done with this show.
I mean, this is... Oh, I got more unlocks. Damn it! Just let me go! Okay. I'm opening show notes now.
Okay. I'm ready to go whenever you are. Where is that tweet? Oh, there we go. What time zone are you in? Central question mark?
You?
No, I'm in Pacific.
Oh.
One of the people that we're trying to get some trials matches in tonight so we can finish a bounty. And I said he'd be on at 7 p.m., but Mac is in Central, so I want to see what time zone this guy is in. All right. I'm ready.
Okay, I didn't do it again. I was close.
His finger hovering over it like, no,
swipe. Close,
Demon.
close.
I could just check it before I close it. No.
Tremendous.
Y'all see the new Super Mario Bros. Speedrun record? Yes, I did. They beat it by 1 frame. They now hold the record by 1 frame. That's insane. Just looked up. Mirror's Edge 2 is definitely a prequel. The story just doesn't seem like it. That's crazy. They should have done a way better job of explaining that. 0.07 seconds is the new world record. They beat the other people by 0.07 seconds. That's crazy.
Oh, that's crazy. That's kind of like us beating that split-second trials.
Yeah,
man, that was fun.
Maybe I'm glad they didn't come out with a new split-second, because there would have been some other crazy trials, and you and I would have been at each other's digital throats again. We were never shitty to each other about it. It was just like, you'd send a text and you're like, 0.5, and I was just like, I was done for tonight, but now I gotta wake up. I gotta go get it. I don't care if I'm tired from work tomorrow.
I think this is the best thing with video games and some things like that. I mean, where it captures a competitive craving so well.
Yeah, when you can like integrate really good leaderboards, I mean that's.
Well, it's like the ones like when we finally discovered the shortcut.
Right, and we're like,
and like one of us is like, "How did you get that?
You shaved like 16 seconds off. What are you doing?
Are you cheating?"
Yeah. Lucian DC on YouTube says, speedrunners are crazy people. You want to see some real crazy people, watch some Destiny speedrunners. It's a 0.017 seconds. That's even less.
Oh, so it's even less.
Jeez. Oh, man.
Oh, man. All right, you ready?
Ready.
Okay, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week for October 2nd, 2016. Rocksmith 2014 edition remastered.
Yes.
Coming out fresh in 2016.
Yep.
For PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One.
I think this will win for 2016's craziest title. Rocksmith 2014 has been hugely profitable for Ubisoft. And it's no surprise they wanted to come out with another one. They could have called it Rocksmith 2016, and it could have said all the tracks from 2014 and more, and people would have bought it. So,
yeah,
that's really weird. Really great. If I wanted to learn how to play guitar, that would probably be what I'd pick up. Apparently, it's a fantastic tool.
Okay. Slain back from hell for the Xbox One.
This is a really interesting history on this game. I don't know if we talked about it when it came out on PS4. The original Slain came out early this year, late last year on PC, and it's basically a Doom Metal platformer. Basically, It looks like a Doom Metal Genesis platformer, like a hack and slash platformer. It was bad. It was bad enough that the developers came out and they're like, hey, funny story. If you could not review this, that'd be super great. We're going to fix it. And they did. And it's called Slain Back from Hell, and it looks like they fixed it. So, supposedly it's better now. If you like Doom Metal, it's probably pretty great. If you don't, maybe don't buy it.
All right. Atari Flashback Collection Volume 1 and 2 for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
Have you ever wanted to play original Atari games on your PS4 and Xbox One?
Why? I mean, the retro thing was fun back when it was within 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're like 30 plus. Those games did not age at all. There is nothing fun about Atari games anymore.
If I remember correctly, these are really cheap. I think the boxed copies are like $20 a pop.
That's too much.
And I think they come with, basically between the two collections, I think they come with pretty much all of Atari's games. So, I don't know. It seems like nowadays that's fine, but you could probably do better by going to Target and buying one of those Atari joysticks that plugs in your TV.
Yeah. I think we did this.
Yeah. Good times. Somebody's going to gift that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Great.
Maybe wait until you can get that for $1 at Goodwill or something.
No, that's... I mean, yes, that's awesome that exists, but on the same token...
I lived
the
through
reason why those games were amazing because there was nothing else like them when they came out.
Mm-hmm.
It's got nothing to do with how well they played, game mechanics, graphically. That's just, man.
Yeah.
It was just an amazing engineering feat why those existed.
Yeah.
Leave them back there and look at it. Oh, how silly! People thought this was fun.
Yeah.
Like, we're in competition. We play Frog Bop. Like,
good times.
Let's play Berserker. No, let's not.
No, I'm good.
All right. Paper Mario Color Splash for the Wii U.
I know very little about that other than they're making a lot of Paper Mario games lately, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. I don't really remember the first one, but I heard it was really...
N64, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mafia 3 for the PlayStation 4, PC, and Xbox One.
A lot of people seem really excited about that, and I've seen a lot of commercials, mostly on Twitch and YouTube, but I don't know if I've seen a lot of gameplay, so I'm assuming it's another open world, but I don't know too much about that, so I'm curious to see what the reviews are going to be like. Hopefully that's a sleeper hit this year.
You know what? I never played any of the Mafia games. They never really struck a chord with me because I was totally, Italian Mafia out in my lifetime, so...
Yeah. They were both really good, but they were both very much like cult classics. You know, if you played them, you loved them and they were really great, but most people were like, okay, yeah. Like, open world games weren't really too huge of a thing. So, Mafia came out and they're like, we're Mafia open world games set in the 50s. And everyone was like, no, we're okay. Thanks.
I wouldn't mind another LA Noire.
Yeah.
Just to interrogate people.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's never going to happen. I think that tech never got bought by anybody, so lost to the ether. All right, let's move on to news stories. We got a real quiet week this week. First up is a rumor that Battleborn's becoming free-to-play this fall. I'm shocked, I tell you. Shocked. That's probably the best route for Battleborn if they're going to stick with it. Especially with how well free-to-play games are doing on consoles, especially. That will get me to check out Battleborn. It's only $20 right now, basically everywhere. And it's been getting cheaper every month. So, you can buy it for $20 now.
I really think you're going to love that game.
Yeah.
I really do.
Free is the right price for me right now, so I will at least give it a shot.
Yeah.
But I think with how that game functions and how that game is built with all the units and the maps and everything, free-to-play seems like a really natural choice for that. To me, more natural than Evolve. And MOBAs seem, League of Legends and Dota already have like the two different ways of doing a free-to-play MOBA. You just need to do it like one of them. That's basically it. Next news story, one of the very few RPGs Knobs loves, Lost Odyssey, is now backwards compatible on Xbox One.
My copy's still MIA.
Well, good. Now you know. You can buy it digitally, or you can just pop in the first disc and it downloads all 4 discs for you, and you don't need to swap discs anymore.
I think I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna buy it digitally.
Yep. That game is still really a really great game. I was sort of thinking about playing through it again, but I gotta blow through some more games for the top 10 list this year. I can't be going back to Lost Odyssey.
You gotta hit 10.
Yeah. Most importantly, I have to hit 10 I've finished this year. And if I'm going to play Lost Odyssey, I'd probably stream that. Because, man, that game is something really special. And the thing that I'm finding really funny is a lot of people online are calling it Final Fantasy 13 because it's the Final Fantasy team that made that. And that's what Final Fantasy 13 should have been. So, also, Toy Story 3 on the 360 is available. A surprising number of people are really excited for that because apparently it was really good, and it was the genesis of the Toy Box mode for Disney Infinity. So,
oh, no kidding.
I did not know that. You learn something new about video games every day. And last but not least, Amazon, who I totally forgot purchased Twitch, now has a Twitch perks added to its Prime, your Amazon Prime subscription. So the most important thing that I thought was really interesting is if you have an Amazon Prime subscription and you link your Twitch account to your Amazon account, you now have Twitch Turbo, which was $10 or $11 a month for ad-free Twitch.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So go link your accounts, and then they also, you get some, like a free game or some free bonus a month, you'll save on some games on Amazon, but you'll also, so there are certain streamers that are Twitch partners, and you can subscribe to them. You basically give them $5 a month, and they give you some sort of bonuses or emotes or stuff like that. With your Twitch Prime subscription, then you'll have one of those a month you can give to a streamer. So if you have a streamer you really like that's a partner, you basically get to toss them $5 a month, which is really great because for a lot of those people, that's their job. So you're helping them eat that month. So, yeah, and NYC Badger said they also, it's TwitchCon right now, so they're announcing a lot of other stuff, including Amazon. So Amazon's making games through their Amazon Studios. There's one game that they're making that's natively really tied into Twitch, and it seems like there are going to be some bonuses you can get when you're playing that game or something. I haven't really been following it. But it seems like there's a lot of stuff that's sort of gelling between Amazon and Twitch right now, which for me, if you buy stuff on Amazon, you probably have an Amazon Prime account anyway. So why not get yourself ad-free Twitch for free? So good stuff. I like it.
Okay, I can't seem to find the link tab here.
Yeah, it's like I just closed let me bring it up here because it's a really weird link. It is twitch.amazon.com/prime.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing that right now.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
So
I was hoping it was a button I could click in Twitch under my profile and just put in my password.
Knowing Amazon, it's probably really hidden in your Prime benefits page or whatever, but I'll send you a link here in a little bit.
All right.
All right, let's move on to emails. First one is up from Jimbo Jangles. Sent us a very generous donation via PayPal. It says, Jimbo here, just saying thanks for the show and keep up the great work. Thank you so much. That will keep the show running for almost a month. So all the E1M1 shows. So this is not a cheap venture. So thank you very much. Mike G writes in next with an email titled Delayed Purchase. What's up, guys? Been listening to the show for about 2 years now. I drive for a living, and you guys make my Monday morning route just that much more tolerable. Thank you. I recently picked up Firewatch on Xbox after avoiding it for a few months. I like adventure games that offer a challenge, but I'm typically bored by games that are a little more than interactive stories. I must say Firewatch was definitely an exception. The story was compelling and the voice acting and environment were top-notch. My question is, are there any games you have avoided because you're sure it wasn't your cup of tea and then picked up later on a lark and were pleasantly surprised? This has happened to me on several times in the past. Alan Wake and Dishonored come to mind. Also, I live just outside Boston. I've always wondered, Mike, if they call you Boston because you grew up around here. Anyway, keep up the good work, and I gotta say, I haven't heard you guys discuss it at all, but Uncharted 4 is a freaking masterpiece. Just saying, cheers. Let's work backwards through this email, I guess. Neither of us have played Uncharted 4. Knobs doesn't have a PS4, and I'm delaying my purchase of that game until it's cheaper. I didn't like 1 or 3, and I really loved 2, so maybe 4 will grab me. Maybe I just need to play every other Uncharted game.
The even games.
Yeah, just the even number ones.
Samson, what are you doing?
I did not grow up around Boston. It is a random high school nickname that I have for some reason carried along with me.
Well, because you introduced yourself as Boston.
It's true. There were like 6 other mics on my...
Yes.
So when we were in college, the building I was in had 2 wings, and it was like 3 floors. On my wing, on my floors, it was like 20 total rooms. There were like 6 or 7 other mics. And I was like, well, that won't do. Hello, I'm Boston. You know.
Yeah, and because you wouldn't stand out in your blue hair at all, so...
No, not at all. And my general weirdness.
At the Catholic college.
It's a pretty good time.
We did have fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. Question is, are there any games you've avoided because you're sure it wasn't your cup of tea and then picked up later on a lark and were pleasantly surprised?
Lost Odyssey.
Yeah, Lost Odyssey is up there for knobs. I think for me...
Alpha Protocol.
Ooh, Alpha Protocol is a good one, too. I think for me, Guilty Gear X. I picked that up and I was like, oh, this is like an anime fighting game, which at that time, they weren't very good. Maybe they're not that great now. But picked that up and Knobs and I started playing it. We're like, yeah, great. This is one of the best fighting games ever made. Cool. All right.
Well, it wasn't so much that, but we were having a discussion the week before. I don't know if you remember this about why weren't the sprites higher resolution with all the generation, and we were so frustrated. And then all of a sudden,
the PS2, they could look so much better.
Yes, like I don't understand why this has to look so crappy.
Yeah.
And then
Enter Guilty Gear X.
Enter Guilty Gear X, and it changed our world. And then we hated all the Capcom games for.
We fired it up, and we're like, "Good God, this looks great."
Yes.
And
why is it so fast?
Yeah. Yeah. What else? What else? I feel like those are kind of the high points there. I feel like with how many games we bought on the 360, there has to be more instances of us just picking up a game and saying, all right, this might not be for us, but I'm going to give it a shot, and just loving it.
Overlord?
Overlord's a great one, yeah. Where we're like, okay, this is maybe like Pikmin. Pikmin's fine. Holy crap, Overlord's great.
Yes. Oh my god, I'm looking more and more demonic as I do awful things.
Yeah, and my little minions are picking up armor and weapons from the things I've killed.
Well, I mean, Crackdown, like, no one expected that to be as great as it was.
That's true.
You know, Crackdown, the Halo beta.
Right. Wah, wah. Coaster Mall says Dust and Elysian Tale also. That was a good one for me, yeah. I'm going through my 360 games here and seeing Asura's Wrath probably for you.
Oh, no, I knew I was going to love that game regardless.
That's true.
As soon as I watched that first trailer, I was like, I'm in. I don't care.
Bayonetta might have been for me, because I don't think Platinum was a really big name by that point. I think that was their first real... No, because they came out of Clover Studios. That's right. We knew who they were.
Because that was Beautiful Joe and...
Would you say Borderlands?
Yes.
Yeah, because they changed that art style.
Yes, like, that game looked like just a run-of-the-mill shooter, and then they changed that art style, and it became one of my favorite franchises of all time.
Yeah. Bulletstorm, I think that's People Can Fly, so I think we knew we were going to enjoy some part of that. Split Second we were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah.
When that came out, I was like, yeah, it's a big racing game. It has some destruction, and then
Oh.
immediately loved it.
Oh, Grid. I did not expect Grid to grab me the way it did.
Dirt, the first Dirt for me as well.
Dirt. You guys would love Dirt, but then I didn't get in on Dirt, and then except you and Brad love Dirt a lot.
Yep. And you love Grid, and it never clicked with me.
I hopped in on Grid, and it was just like, oh, this is where it's at. And then that led me into Fuel, and I think I'm like one of the only people to play that dumb game.
Yeah. I'm trying to look through here. Earth Defense Force 2017. I liked that one a lot.
See, Shadow Warrior, I had an expectation for because I had played the original.
Yep.
So I can't say that was a surprise. That it was actually, in a way, it was surprising. It was as good as it was.
Yeah.
But knowing that, I really was curious to see how well that player or that character would transcend. I was worried it was going to do what Duke Nukem did.
Yeah.
As far as not be significantly relevant to this day and time.
Here's one I forgot. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. They made like a GTA mission style open world Harry Potter game. It was actually pretty good.
Oh, Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh wow, yeah. That was like, oh, Simpsons GTA, yeah, this will be real great. It was real great. It was genuinely really good.
One of the best games of the PlayStation 2 area.
Yep.
Oh, Katamari Damacy. No one knew what that was going to be.
Here's this crazy Japanese. I think we picked it up. I think I was the first one to pick it up, maybe. And I think I picked it up because a Japanese game was coming out in the U.S. And at that time, that was something to be celebrated. It was like, yes, a Japanese game is coming out. I don't have to import it.
Yeah, I remember you're like, you have to play this game. Just watch this intro, watch it. And I'm like sitting there like, and then the ducks, like, what?
As soon as the ducks came out, you were like, all right, give me the controller. Let's try it.
And then I started playing it, and then I borrowed it. I remember you came to pick it back up, and I smacked your hand. No, it stays.
No, I'm not done with it.
I'm not done with this yet.
Here's a good one. Knobs will have some PTSD. Pinball Hall of Fame, the Williams Collection.
That has no business being as good as it was.
No.
As it is. No business.
Here's one great Kickstarter success is Farsight Studios, because they have Pinball Arcade out on the PC, and anytime they want to go get another license for a table, they'll open up a Kickstarter and say, we need $50,000 to both get the license for this table and then go develop it, and once we do, if you Kickstart it, you get it, and if you don't, it'll be like $5. And when they get a successful Kickstarter, a couple months later it comes out. Great. Do that.
But for that to be as physically correct, it's just amazing.
Yeah. Just to feel like a pinball table. Man.
I am so happy that game did not. I'm so happy that game does not have an hours counter.
Yeah. I did not want to know that. Coach Jamal brings up Persona 3. That would be one for me. Yeah. Just like, man, everybody really likes this Persona game. I do like Atlas games. Oh crap, this game is really good.
For me. Here's another one was a surprise. Lords of Shadow.
Oh yeah.
Because they were going off and everyone bagged on the first two 3D Castlevania games. Lament of Innocent is not a great game. It wasn't bad by any stretch of imagination.
It wasn't Castlevania 64, that's for sure.
Personally, I think Curse of Darkness is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
That is one of the best Castlevania games ever played. And it would seem to the point where we were never going to get another third-person style action Castlevania style game. And then did they lower the boom on that one.
Yep.
Oh,
and then unfortunately screwed up the next one. But can't get two in a row all the time.
No.
All right, let's move on to our next email here. Let me look who wrote it. Kevin F. Kevin from Cincinnati writes in, thought you guys would enjoy this. He sent over a Gizmodo article. A Commodore 64 is still being used to run an auto shop in Poland.
I did see that. Yeah.
1 megahertz, 64K of RAM, came out in 1992, but it is still working nonstop for 25 years and survived a flood. They don't make them like they used to. Commodore 64, still killing it. Still has a dot matrix printer plugged into it, I bet.
Oh yeah.
Not even a SCSI port, it's probably
That
a parallel port.
monochromatic screen
Yep.
looked amazing. I wish it. The only thing I wish it was orange.
No, they have a picture of it. It's one of the green screens.
Yes.
Not one of those orange, like, library screens.
Yes.
Yeah. Man. Next email.
I kind of want to go to the library and play with some microfiche.
Yeah. They probably
I
still
haven't
have
done
those.
that. I don't think they do anymore, but I always remember that was so much fun researching it. And then realizing once you're flipping through like 30 pages, yeah, it's upside down. You got to rewind the thing and take it out,
Flip
put
it back
in.
over, spool it back through. Ah, good times. Next email is from Jimbo Jangles. Jimbo Jangles here. Simple questions for you this week. What are some of your favorite box arts for games? What games do you think have the worst? I think the NES era Castlevania games have incredible art. I would agree. First few Mega Man games, well, not so hot. What are your opinions? Yeah, I think most of the early Castlevania games had really great, like, gothic fantasy book cover art.
Oh, Kardash had one of the best. Looks like a whatchamacallit, one of those like dime store novel covers. It was just perfect. Golden Axe was a really good one too. Actually, all that Genesis era, Genesis and no, I can't say the Mega or the Master System because that actually had clips bounced out of them.
Yeah,
but
Master System had those
Master System,
the white grid ones.
Yeah,
right?
There was the white grid ones, but usually it was something from the game that is on the cover in the white grid. But the Genesis era with the box and the black grid,
they all look
really good hand drawn. Yeah.
Coach Jamal in chat says Metal Storm on NES. That one's really good.
What about Carmageddon? Who can forget that cover?
Is that the one with the blood?
The bloody face.
Oh no, I was thinking of the other Carmageddon one where it was the wiping the blood off the windshield and there's one blood drop coming down. Is that Carmageddon 2?
What about blood? Just the bloody handprint on the box.
That's such a good art. Man.
Whatchamacallit had a great one. Stone Keep had that hologram with the knights on it.
Yeah.
And the box looked like a tombstone.
Man. I always liked... Remember High Octane by Bullfrog? It just had like a cracked windshield as the box art. I always liked that for some reason. Syndicate had a cool one. Speaking of Bullfrog games, had that like digital face.
Yes.
What now that I'm thinking about it, Blizzard never had really. No, Warcraft 1 had a really good box where it's just the orc and the human facing each other.
No, face to face. Yeah.
That was a good one. What else? I feel like were there any ones that are really good? What about like going back to the 360 games we were talking about? Are there any really great ones from there?
I think most of them are all very indicative of the style of game that it is. I don't know. I like really clean graphical art, like on that. Like I love the Mass Effect, just the N7 on the cover.
Oh yeah, for that collector's edition.
Like that's just. Oh, I love logos.
I like those really clean covers.
Borderlands. I love Borderlands covers.
Oh, with the guy and the the
and then the all the picture coming out the other side.
Yeah.
Like
really clever. Thank you, Chad. Making me laugh. What else is really... I really like the Final Fantasy XII cover for the International Zodiac Job Edition. It's this really great Amano painting of the one city. It's just this real... The whole cover is just one of his paintings. I wish I had my... I still have my collection open here. Let's go through go through some of these because I just want to keep going down memory lane.
From Software, always knocks it out of the park.
Oh, talk about speaking of From Software, the original Demon's Souls cover with just that dying night on that really dark cover.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Let me go through some of these.
Man, was this a hard game?
I don't think any of the Assassin's Creed games have had really great covers. It's usually just like a dude on the front.
Yeah, most of them are that. Oh, hold on. I remember this cover's really good too. Yeah.
Oh, Gungrave, yeah. Actually, running across the first two BioShock games with the Big Daddy on them.
Yeah, those are all really good too. But I like the ones that are way different than what you think that game is going to be. I think you were more misled as a consumer back when they didn't have the graphical prowess that they had now.
Right. And you know, when we were young, we were going to Toys R Us and picking out a game based on the cover art.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have... So, let's really go down memory lane. When we were young, you would go to Toys R Us or a similar store, and they would have these little slips of paper that were behind the cover art in a little, like, hanging folder. And a lot of times, you couldn't flip it over and see the back of the box. So you just see the cover art, and you're like, this looks cool. Okay, we'll take this. You'd take it to a dude, he'd open a cage and get you the game.
And then the best thing was when that game delivered on what that cover art was, like Chican.
Yeah.
That thing with the sword and the big hat, and you're like, all right. And then it's a dude with some swords and a big hat. You're like, yes!
It's so cool.
God of War, the reverse, on the first runs of God of War, you could actually...
Oh my God, reverse covers?
I'm going to grab one.
I'm waiting for him to come back so I can tell him what my next... and then we're going to cut this off because he keeps turning back around to his collection. Sitting back down.
Come on.
Dropping stuff.
Dropping stuff.
Thanks. There we go.
But yeah, all the Gods of War all had... You know, you had your typical... That is an amazing cover.
Yeah, just the first one with him standing there.
That is one of the best covers. But on the first run of all this, they have inside...
Yeah, reversible.
Yes.
I think the last ones I'm going to pick before I cut it off, I want to mention two Dreamcast games. Choo Choo Rocket. Because that cover is that art style for that game. And then the first Jet Set Radio.
Yes, Jet Set Radio.
We're just the Jet Set symbol, and it's bright, and it's of course he leaves. It's bright, and it's
almost 7 years.
Spray painted on there. It's graffitied. It's exactly what that game.
I was thinking if I had Jet Set Radio Future up here.
Oh yeah, both of those covers are exactly what that game looks like.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's it. One more email we have here from David C. Hi, Boss and Knobs. Just realized I never thank you for featuring my Doom level on your show. When I saw the song show title, I thought something strange must have happened when you were saying it to have it be made the show title. Thank you for doing that. It was really cool and made my whole week. You are very welcome.
It was genius.
Happy to help.
You're welcome. I thought it was great.
Hopefully it made your level as popular as it should be. All right, that's our episode for this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Email us, tvgpfans@gmail.com. Tweet us at tvgp. You can send us an email or tweet throughout the entire week. And join the Discord, and everything else is on the right-hand side of the page.
And don't forget to join the forums. Please mark yourselves on the map. Join us for our game nights, Monday night, 10 p.m. EST on the Xbox One, either Left 4 Dead 2 or Battlefield 4 until something comes along to replace it.
Yeah.
Tuesdays, Destiny on Boston.
Please-
Join the
please
E1M1 community.
Yes, join the PS4 community, and I will put invites in there every week.
All right. Wednesday's Rocket League, 10 p.m. EST on the PlayStation 4. Thursday is our dedicated Steam game night. We probably should be a little more diligent about playing.
We'll get there. We're working our way up through the week.
Yes, we are. And Friday through Sunday, if we're online, come say hi.
Yep. This month's Game Club game is The Saboteur. I think we've already hit a month, but all three of us have been really busy lately, so maybe you'll get a little bit of extra time this month for that one. And you can watch this show live, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network. Our YouTube account name is That Video Game Podcast. You can watch it live either place. Follow or subscribe either way, and it should let you know when we go live. And we'll see you all next week.
Laters.
All right, I have 4 titles. 2 of them thanks to the community.
I have one.
Inconceivable. You have one?
I do.
Go ahead.
Inertia.
I have to remember how to spell inertia. I have Inconceivable Land, because I think that's a crazy name. Martial Slaughter, Zoink Grab It, and Another Future Google, which I think we already did Future Google as a show title.
I think we did too.
So I don't think we can do that one. I kind of like Inconceivable Land or Martial Slaughter. Martial Slaughter has a good punch to it.
Yeah, that's essentially what that game turned into for me for about an hour.
Yeah. Yes, I did get the I am thing. Thank you, guys. All right, I'm just going to circle Martial Slaughter. I like that one. That's a good TVGP title.
Okay.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 467 for October 3rd, 2016. Martial Slaughter.
And I'm out of bullets.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening and watching. I'm going to put the link in both chats to sign up for Twitch Prime and then send it over to Knobs as well. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.